Welcome to the Marshmallow Catapult design session from our Camp Crowder 2020 virtual 4-H camp. My name is Sharon Van Dusen and I am a youth program associate in Livingston County. This activity is from the 4-H Jump Floor Robotics Level 1 Give Robotics a Hand curriculum. Now, if you signed up for this session, you received a bag of supplies. You should have 6 wide craft sticks and 7 smaller craft sticks with holes drilled in them. For the wide craft sticks, I actually used paint stirrers that I bought and cut into pieces and drilled the holes in. You've also got 2 oddball shaped wooden pieces, 2 dowel sticks, 4 twist ties, 7 rubber bands, 4 brass brads, and a small bag of mini marshmallows. Now, if you did not get one of these kits, you can use all sorts of items. You can use all the items I listed, but you can also use items that you have on hand. If you have watched my Think Like a Scientist session, you could start with the items that you gathered when you did that. You also, if you don't already have some craft sticks and some dowel rods in there, you might want to add those. You'll also need a notebook or a scrap piece of paper. It's optional, but if you want to sketch some ideas while you're working them out, it's useful. Now, before we get started, find a good spot to work, a nice firm table, or if you like working on the floor, a nice spot on the floor to work, wherever. And start by pouring your items out. So this is all the items that you received in your camp bag if you signed up for this session with me. Now you also received let's start. You also received these, if you signed up for this session, received these 2 pages of pictures, and these are copied out of the robotics book, but they're just other ways that kids have built their catapults. Before we start building, let's look at the items. How are they similar and how are they different? Well, I've got my big, wide, flat sticks. I've got narrower sticks. I've got rubber bands. Which of these pieces am I going to use to build the item? Well, that would probably be my wooden pieces, just because they've got a nice form to them. What am I going to use to hold the pieces together? Because if I just lay them on top of each other, they're not going to stick together. I can use my rubber bands to hold them together, the twist ties, the brass brads. Start thinking about that. And as you get building, you're going to run out of some of the items to hold things together. And I did that on purpose, so that you'll have to think about different ways of connecting things. So instead of having enough brass brads to hold together every piece you want to hold together, you're going to use rubber bands for part of it. You're going to use twist ties for part of it. So just have fun. And if you want to start sketching an idea, I've got an idea. I had a child and I worked together and we built a catapult, and then I took it apart. So I have sketched, I don't know if you can see this, but I have sketched what we built. So I'm going to build one of those today. But just start looking at your items and start building. If you want to pause at any time while you work on your items, please feel free to do so. The dowels that were in your kits and your flat wooden pieces, they will fit in there. Now, I drilled the holes so they're a little snug. So when you go to put them in there, you might want to twist a little bit as you put them in there. But they will go in there. but I wanted them snug. Now, can you also use dowels that are real loose? Sure, you can do that too, but I wanted tight ones with this kit. But any supplies work. There's no wrong way or right way to do these. When I get done building this one, I'm going to show you some other samples that a youth made. And you will see that they are all totally different. Now, I've got one side of my catapult built. I'm going to build the other half. And I'm using the brads to hold it together, but I could also be using the rubber bands. I could be using the twist ties. And I'm working to kind of keep everything so it's on the same side. I've got the joints on the inside on each of them, but I wouldn't have to. Okay. I have to take that apart. Okay, I've got my frame. What do I do for this? Coming up with ways to connect your items. Don't worry about building one. I mean, you can build one like I'm building, but you sure don't have to. The beauty of this is that everyone comes up with their own ideas. There's no wrong way or right way to do it. And if you just took if you have watched the Think Like a Scientist session I did, it was all about learning how to look at things and figure out what you can do with them. Now, I've got this odd shaped flat piece, so just for fun, I'm going to put it on here and I'm going to use it for what's actually going to rest my marshmallow on before I shoot it. But I wouldn't have to. If you've got the paper pages, you'll see a lot of their catapults do not have a flat part. They've just got, okay. So I've got it built, ready to try it out. Now, you can build these so that some of the paper pages you'll see, they've got them built so that you have weights here. So you would hang something heavy and you would kind of hold that up while you loaded your marshmallow, and then you would let loose and the weight would pull it down. The young camper I was working with did hers this way, and she just flung it that way. Okay, it works. That one works. This is one she came up with all on her own. And she took the flat pieces and connected them with a dowel rod. I'm not sure you can see the dowel rod. But then in order to help it stand, she put wide pieces on the outside to hold it in place too. And then she took this on top and rubber banded it in place and put the marshmallow here and then this one, I actually rebuilt. When she and I did it together, it worked a lot better. But it flings that way. So you can see how different they are. There's no right way or wrong way to do it. If you have not completed yours yet and you want to pause the video at any time while you work on your catapults, please do. Be willing to try different ideas. If it doesn't work, take it all apart and start over. Everyone's design will be different, and that's the beauty of this. There's no right way or wrong way to build it, and as long as A, it holds together, and B, it works, and C, you have fun working on it. So there again, pause this video if you want to while you complete your catapult and just have a good time. Okay, did you complete a working catapult? Congratulations, you are an engineer. Try it out. I sent you marshmallows for ammo. See whether it works. All right, how far did your marshmallows fly? I think some of mine did about 3 feet and the other one did about 8 feet, but it just depends. Okay, here are some things to think about, because part of being a scientist, part of being an engineer, a designer, is looking at your design and deciding how you can improve it. Does your catapult need any adjustments? What do you wish you had done differently? Are you ready to try again? Okay, what other parts do you wish you had? If you worked with my kit, you only had a certain number of parts, or if you just gathered items real quickly from home, you just had what you gathered. What other items do you wish you'd had? What tools do you wish you could have used? If you just gathered your items at home, do you wish maybe that you had been able to have somebody cut the pieces with a saw or drill holes in them pieces? Maybe you would rather have holes in different places from where I drilled them. All those things. Okay, what if you'd been able to use scissors to cut your twist ties into more pieces so you had more pieces of twist tie to tie things together? All of those things. And last, what could you do to make your marshmallow fly farther? Experiment and have fun. Now, if you enjoyed this activity and you would like to learn more about the Jump Drawer Robotics program, contact your local extension office. And when you do your enrollment in October for the new 4-H year, sign up for Jump Drawer Robotics. It's a great project. I'm going to end this video now, and I hope you have had a lot of fun with this session of Jump Drawer Robotics Marshmallow Catapult Design. Bye.